Hi.
Oh, thanks.
Well, this should be fun.
Yeah, what is that? You're well prepared. I just brought my camera phone.
Trying out some new gear today. This harness for my camera. I want to come all 4 seasons. That should be really fun. Do it again in April and get springtime.
Some book prepared as you are.
Well, I don't even own a bird.
I got it for Christmas, so my boss was sick of me asking what bird is this? What bird is this? What bird is this? I'm like, here's a book. Oh. There's all the birds. Oh, we're in the right spot.
Oh, good.
Hi, you guys here outing?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So, we got a nice day today.
Yeah, it's not too
It's a heat
bad
wave.
compared to what we had.
We won't make it get miserable. You know, when we get cold, we'll go. I'm going to take a loop around the hill, and so we'll be fairly close if anybody gets cold. I
Okay,
think we're going to be fine though.
Well, with the
We were out
exercise.
yesterday.
Yeah,
It was fun.
great.
We were at Penny yesterday. It went really well. Yeah, first outing there. Let's see if this will stay.
I told them on Facebook I thought today was Penny. Closer to where I lived, I was like, oh no. Should have gone yesterday.
We had fun. Actually, I didn't see a whole lot, but we had a brown creeper. I don't know if you know the bird. It's really hard to spot. Hi. It's really hard to spot.
Hi.
They blend right
Thank
into
you.
the bark, like it could be on that tree and we wouldn't see it. Huh. A little bird about this long, kind of like a ram, a little bit further up. And it was literally like on that tree right next to it. And then a hawk came. Hawk was like over there, and we were looking through a scope, and then all of a sudden it flew right at us and landed like right overhead. I think they like that.
Hawk?
Yeah. But I think
Hat,
today
I think.
it's the hat. Actually, I
it's
said
really-
that to somebody else on the thing, and they looked like a bunny.
Yeah.
Whoever is out there. So.
I would know how that be.
And when we get back,
At least. Be a lot of heat into it? Yeah, there were some, I think, turkey tracks right by my car.
we'll try to figure that out. I got some handouts for you about different tracks.
Oh,
They
good.
had a great sign. I couldn't believe it. At Penny Park. They tried to keep it down. Where's the official hot chocolate?
Makes it look like I'm zooming in on you when I'm all the way out. I just got you from waist up.
All right, hon.
I don't think we should destroy that. Here's food. Help yourself. I will get out a thing here with hot chocolate. But if you want to pass these around and take one, the latest and greatest 2018. I actually got them on one page. The whole calendar is a regularly occurring calendar, right? We actually have 8 outings every month now, every Saturday and Sunday. And
8! Wow.
Yeah, fun.
Okay.
Yeah, always at the same places, always at the same time, so it makes it simple. And they're always like family friendly, you should make noise, fine. And at an easy time of day for those of us who aren't like real early, get up at 5 and go birding people. And it's not all about birds. These will have on there, some of the, you'll see the first half of the year is almost filled in. These are people like Tom Mern is going to be here on the 6th of May talking about John Muir and stuff like that. So there's all different topics. You want to take one pass on? This is animal tracks, so you can help me today. This is a picture of the sign that's up at Tenny Park. We should have one here. We're actually working, and good news is we're New Year's resolutions. Parks has decided to put up some improved signage about what's
good.
going on and about the nature.
Oh, I got two in accident.
There you go. I'll bring a couple more.
Thank you.
Alright, see the one on top right, I'm running. Or maybe not
badger?
running.
Mountain lion? I was just gonna ask. What if this be a moose? That'd be really out of place. Go back to Canada, man.
I guess I'll just keep that handy someday.
Where there's moose. I only need one because my wife's here. I'm gonna be putting these here.
Careful, Al. Thank you.
Alright. Oh, that's leather button. Oh yeah.
Now he's got him.
I got him.
I don't know that it's going to be windy enough that this will probably blow away.
Black bear. Mountain goat? Those aren't around here either.
Saw those when we went to Mount Rushmore in the
That makes
spring.
more sense.
We saw actually got a picture of a mountain goat. They're pretty friendly there in Mount Rushmore.
I imagine there's a lot of people there, so.
Not in late April. In fact, it was actually snowy there. You know, it looked a lot like this at the end of April. Spring comes late in that area.
Signs here a little bit.
I saw your Caribbean and I was like, that's genius, I'm gonna do that. And then I don't have
This is. Oh, here's some cups.
Okay.
Would you want a cup of hot chocolate? If you want to grab one now, and then again when we get back, that's fine. Take a cup, put in some cocoa. There's six. I'll get them out here. Here's extra binoculars. Who would like a pair?
Me?
Here you go. I have a bunch actually, so don't be shy.
I'm
I also have another adult pair here.
They're heavy, man.
These are
work out.
these are the adult ones. There's lighter ones
I'll take the lighter
if you prefer.
Sure.
No, I like the extra
Yeah.
weight.
Here's another lighter pair and another lighter pair. Anybody else? Pair of binocs? Why not?
Yeah, I already got
You
one.
got. You got. You need a pair? You got a pair. Okay. Way back here. Let's see. If any kids show up, yeah, your big kids at heart. If you want a Christmas present, I have some left.
Oh!
Critters. I won't get that out right now. This is actually.
Track in the snow with them.
They could make tracks in the snow. Have any of you seen a way to make tracks in the snow, like a kit you can get with plastic feet?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know where it is? I can't find
Oh
it.
no, I just saw it online, but my kids are a little too old for it.
But you
so-
found it online,
Yeah.
and you can make tracks.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Oh.
See, if you can remember, my phone number's on all this. Call or text me, please,
Okay.
because I really want to do that, and then I don't want to just make them up, although we probably could, cut them out of wood. But
Remember at State Fair one year they had like a plaster
What's that?
casting of
mine is? Oh, I was thinking I was in the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, that is. Yeah, let's move that over to the left. Yeah, thanks, Jim. Thanks, Jim. Yeah. The other thing we have here when we get back and make a fire, just a fun, cute little thing in the New Year's. The theme of this outing is accommodation. I would like you all to make a New Year's resolution with me. Accommodation is all about ethics. That's my thing. I got a degree in philosophy, and for what it's worth, it isn't a whole lot. But we accommodate. We accommodate the handicap by not putting our fire pit in the handicap space, right?
Mm-hmm.
We accommodate that blue jay over there by leaving some native trees that have food that they will eat. They love the oaks. We accommodate nature in active ways by putting up bird feeders, for example, or bird houses, like you saw here when you came in. And there's a lot of things we can do. Or we can simply support people who support keeping natural areas in urban areas. This is a marginal urban area, but it's very much an urban area, right? And so it's very precious. Within our yards, anything we can do to plant even one native plant, like a milkweed in a pot, is significant because we touch so much as humans. And so a New Year's resolution to just think of one thing you could do to accommodate people who are less like yourself and critters who are less like ourselves, as well as the ones who are neighbors and the little birds that we love. So just in general, it's a general ethic.
In fall, I actually
Yeah.
collected milkweed seeds, and we'll be planting them in the spring.
Oh, that's excellent.
Do that.
Walked around, near the...
Got the little handfuls?
Yes, I collected
I
some.
forgot your name, Paul. Yeah.
Lori.
Lori, yeah, pleasure.
Hi.
I'm Paul. Why don't
Hi.
we go around and say hi, everybody? Hi, everybody.
Hi, I'm Joanna. I planted flowers for bees.
Oh, okay. You've already done your thing. And this year you'll do it again, I presume.
I'm Allison. I just moved here, so I haven't done anything yet.
That's cool. You're out here. Actually, being here is a way of supporting it. We're doing what's called nature recreation. The term I use because there's no other real good word for it. This means enjoying nature without wrecking it. Or enjoying even better, enjoying nature and being it little less negative. Jan is the head of, we'll get over to you. Head of Friends of the Park here.
I'm Carrie.
Carrie.
Just trying to get outside.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lori. My husband there, Al, in the orange coat. We write an adventure blog, and we cover things local and far away. And
Excellent.
we want to cover a little bit more Northside activities.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm well on my way to keeping my promise that I would walk more. So every day, almost every day, I've gotten at least 6 and sometimes more than 10,000 steps this year. So I'm already up at 7,000 today.
You must get dizzy just walking around counting 1, 2, 3.
Not no.
How do you count? You got the fit? Yep. You got to show everybody. There's a lot of nature equipment. Sometimes sports don't get any respect unless you have equipment.
Tiny little thing.
Binoculars, cameras,
I got my Garmin to track my walk.
and shoes.
I'm Michaela, and I don't collect milkweed pods, seeds, but I don't pull them anymore from my, yard.
Oh,
or
right,
garden.
right. They're
I
not a
just
weed. They're just simply maybe where you don't want it right now, but maybe there's
let them
another
be.
spot. Yeah.
I want to be able to find some of those so I can get some milkweed near my house.
I can hook you up.
Yeah, I know quite a few places.
Yeah. No, this is a conservation park, which is a little different than our natural area or nature parks, like back half of Warner Park, for example, in that there is actually a specific regulation about collecting. But for educational purposes like this, it's okay. We can look at species and things like that.
I got mine on the side of Wheeler Road.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah. Okay. Great. And thanks for doing the blog. People.
It's called Adventures in Travel. I'm also on the next door, north side.
The next door north side. Yeah.
Yes, I started the photo thread.
All right. Yeah. Could you post a link to that or share something on the Friends of Cherokee Marsh?
Yeah, sure.
Facebook or
Yeah.
whatever. Or send it to
Perfect.
Jan
This is a
or-
perfect way of doing that.
Yeah.
Get
So
more
everybody
on
else can
Northside
enjoy
Trails
that.
near here.
Sure. Yeah. Hi. You want to introduce yourself since you just came up?
Janine Ramsey.
Pleasure. And what are you going to do for nature this year?
Live.
Making simple resolutions.
Be a part of it.
Like be a part of it. There you go. That's great. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm part of a CSA that seeks to kind of integrate permaculture more into it. So we have native medicinal plants that we also give out to people. So it's very fun for pollinators. It helps prevent, and the CSA we have is very organic, no crap. So it's very much so trying to integrate that and keeping that.
Excellent. Where are you located? Is there a
That's
location?
out of Mount Fora. It's a little way just outside of Big River.
No, the
You
area.
could post your CSA link on the site too.
Sure.
Get it done.
There's a resolution.
There you go.
You both together?
Yeah, and I'm Adam, and I'm with Katie.
Oh, congratulations. Good to
Yay!
More happy.
Probably just we're involved in the Audubon Society.
Yep.
We came to do that this year, and
Oh, yeah.
came to work with Arboretum a little bit. It's our first time at Cherokee Marsh, though, so
Yeah.
kind of excited to.
And Audubon is one of our publicity partners.
Yeah, that's how we found this.
Yeah, excellent.
I'm Tracy, and I got a bird bath eater for Christmas.
Mm.
Oh, kindness.
Because I think one of the past walks that we went on, that was one of the things that was really important, especially in the kind of weather that we have.
And the fact that we buried so many of the natural seeds and springs that would otherwise be in our neighborhood during this time of year.
And I appreciate that you talked about accommodation. I wanted to give you my contact information.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. We can collaborate with Friends of Urban Nature to do some more activities
Get
that be
people
more
out.
fully
We-
accessible for people with Alzheimer's.
We've had people along, even in wheelchairs. Yeah, we'll go wherever it works. Yeah. Thank you. Excellent. Oh, you have a friend here.
I'm Dan, I'm with Friends of Cherokee Marsh, and we have some upcoming events, including a candlelight walk this month and an annual meeting where we're going to have a presentation with live reptiles and amphibians. handout that has the details about that.
Great.
Let's start it around. Great. Jan is president of Friends of Cherokee Marsh. In case you missed that, it's a wonderful friends group. All of these outings that we're doing here are expanding what the friends groups already do to include more activities, basically, through these outings. But each of the friends group has tons of other neat things they're doing. So it's really encourage you to get engaged with those.
We're with him yet.
Bill, of course. You want to say hi?
Do all these Sunday walks. Been doing them for years.
Yeah, we've been doing this how many years now? I think it's 6.
Quite a while.
Years.
We showed up Monday thinking it was Sunday morning. We went on our own.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
Holiday.
And I apologize to some of you here. I already passed out and ran out of, I think, a couple of sheets. Oh, I've got one more sheet for you. I'll get it right now before we start. You want to keep us still yet?
Are we allowed access here?
So what group did you say you're a part of?
Yes, the trails
I'm
are
sorry,
not
what?
moved,
What group
so
did you say
can
you're a
ski,
part of?
snowshoe,
Um,
or walk on trail.
There's a website called Nextdoor. There's a North Side group there, covering the people that live in this area. It's called Nextdoor. Fieldstone, the street next to us.
over in this area, but ours happens to be on Fieldstone. There's like probably a dozen that are.
It's a neighborhood group?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Before you get back.
Depending on how broadly you want to scatter your information, it'll stay either local in your group or it'll pick the groups
Oh,
that
that
are
sun is getting
nearby
hot.
within like.
It's too hot. We're going to have to move.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's a great site.
And here is the fixings for the hot chocolate. I'll go. There's beer sticks, cleaning rags, extra candy canes, and there's other candy here too. I'm trying to get rid of Christmas candy. Before we go, I just mentioned a couple of things that are fun. This is actually a fun thing to do if anybody wants to. When we get back, we'll make a campfire. We're not going to go real long, although it actually is pretty warm. I don't think we're going to get real cold up. Somebody told me there was going to be wind, but we'll stay out of it.
Not here.
This is actually a way of accommodating wildlife that's kind of fun. Have you ever done this in school where you take a pine cone and some yarn and make a bird feeder? So you can show each other how to do that. I'll just leave that setting here. So we can do that later if there's interest.
Put peanut butter on it and hang it up.
And then roll it in bird seeds.
Okay, we can share them around, right? To show other people as we go. Our job is to try to find all of the tracks on there. Which ones are we going to find? Anybody want to pick a track out that you think we might find? Probably not moose.
Here's some bird track sheets or animal track sheets.
Around here.
There's fox and deer and coyote.
I don't know who else needs
They
one.
probably want. Oh, they.
Does anyone else need animal tracks?
No, we got one. Thank
Okay.
They need one. You came here late, so you need one.
Animal tracks. This is
If you'd like one.
I took a picture of their finding them. So it's okay. We just stuck with them.
Oh, cute.
A couple other things to look for today. This is the concept of fun, Friends of Urban Nature, which is kind of the general concept of what we are all doing as being friendly to urban nature, not just, I shouldn't say just, also supporting the Arctic wildlife refuges, et cetera, is important, of course, but we have to have these small areas because we are here. And so something we can do right where we live is important. So if the kids on their way to school have natural areas right next to them, the lakes have natural areas around them, even like Tenny Park, where we were yesterday, has natural areas. Something we might see a little bit of today, although I don't know about here. There are around town beavers, for example, and we can say, oops, they're going to flood our basement, or we can say, how can they be accommodated perhaps without flooding my basement? Or they're going to chew down my nice tree, how can they be accommodated by putting up hardwood off on my tree? So there's ways of accommodating that theme we're thinking about today as a New Year's resolution. Cool Madison owls. I don't know if we'll see any today, so I'll just mention them in passing.
I just heard one last night.
Which one?
I couldn't tell. I'm not very good at
I heard a great horn the other night.
The great horn were mating across the street a couple days ago. Right at sunset in the full moon on New Year's. It's very romantic. Those are going to be great chicks. So they're at it already, which is really early, but for owls it's not that early. Did you guys know that? We'll walk around, we'll see some nesting trees if it's mostly sticks. And well, that one up there looks a little flat top and probably mostly leaves. But if it's mostly sticks, it's like a raptor nest of some kind, probably. One of these guys. Another one in the open areas is a barred owl, which is open areas in the woods. Like this. Barred owls are really quite common. Those are the ones like that. Yeah. And they're in neighborhoods as well as out here. The snowy is cool. The snowy is here right now. I don't know about in Cherokee. Jan, has anybody seen them at the airport?
Not this year.
Not this year? I'm going to try to pull one out of here. Out of my little bag of birds. Maybe it's at the bottom. Snowy. These are here, right?
Blue jay.
Those are here. Oh, here it is. Who wants to be the squeeze? Can you squeeze that for everybody? It's okay to pick it up. There it is. Sounds like a little chicken. They actually are quite silent when they're here, when they're in their nesting grounds, which is the Arctic. Yeah. So they're having lots of babies and they're coming down here. They've been at Goose Pond. The Audubon, people connecting with Audubon here, you all know where Goose Pond is? Straight north on 51, there's a sign about 8 to 10 miles. Right before Arlington.
Well, it's chilly. Maybe we
Should we just head out?
Maybe we should just go.
I think that's it. Yeah, we covered all of this. Let's back this up. This stuff can stay here, you guys? Yeah.
Do different owls have different tree habitats that they like to be in?
Sure, you can put that right in there. Yeah, actually, owls will reuse raptor nests. A lot of them use a hollow in a tree, right? If it's there. And around here, you'll see the new snails. And that's part of the strategy, not to cut down the snails. Where you can, try to leave a snag. It's another accommodation thing, like a bicycle path, right? It's a way of accommodating something that wouldn't be there otherwise. So the hollow tree is very important. In addition to that, they use raptor nests, and when we get out here a little ways, I don't know if we'll be able to see it today or not. There's an eagle nest on the north end. Owl probably wouldn't reuse that, but they would reuse like a red-tailed hawk. Well, Jan has a good idea. Let's head out. We'll come back and talk a little more when we get back. So, but along the way, any questions that come up, I just was mentioning to everybody, I think we're going to look for tracks. You want to show us the tracks and stuff on the car? Okay, let's head over there.
We should go out to the boathouse at some point, and then we can walk on the
I thought go down around that way. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Who needs a Bird and Nature outing calendar that didn't get one? You all get one? Here you go.
Oh,
I'm not sure what they are. They've got
tracks of something.
there were some more on the other side of the car too. I think there was this spook somebody had dumped out.
Oh, yeah. Pretty big bird.
Can't frame it.
You're,
What do we have for tracks? Does anybody see tracks by the trees? Tracks right here.
they're right there. Looks like a large bird.
A large bird.
Oh, right here and then there's towards the back.
Now, who's got their track sheet? What would be a similar bird? All people has one to the back and be a little bigger. Wild turkey would be bigger. Probably crowfire. Yeah, and they would do a parking lot. So we're gonna go, just for those who have never been here, anybody who's never been here? Okay, time ago. There's a nice map over there. We'll just leave it at that right now, but there's many trails that way too. And then that whole southern unit of Cherokee Marsh is wonderful. Today, we're gonna look at the north end of the north unit. So, let's head out. We'll go out that way. Let's find the next tracks. Are there any by name again?
Paul.
Pardon?
His name is Paul.
Paul. You see what happened? This is fascinating. We have a sample of subnivean behavior.
What
Subnivean,
behavior?
below the snow.
Snake?
Below the snow and grass. It's so important to have long grasses and get covered with snow, and it provides tons of shelter during the winter. And little critters can eat the seeds while they're in snug and warm. Birds will dive down in grasses and things like that covered with snow. Right here, this got exposed a little bit. You see the runway? Yeah. Almost like a little mole, and there it goes underneath. That's a little mouse.
Oh.
How do you feel, mouse? Does anybody know they're mammals here? That's okay. We'll pick that up another time. There are experts in the group sometimes. And we have people, actually I've tried to get David Drake to come and lead a walk here. He's leading one today at the Lakeshore Preserve on tracks and things like that. The Canada expert. Yeah. So there we have, this is just beautiful. We were on a walk here a year ago, and the trails were covered like this. And up ahead we were admiring these little things. And all of a sudden we saw a mound of snow and it was moving. All of a sudden the mouse stuck its head out. It was right there. That's a little mouse. There's more here. They really make a lot of trails. So we can check that one.
Not much snow to stay hidden.
Here's another track. What's this one? We're not getting very far, but we're learning. Anybody know? It almost looks like a bunny track, but it's so close together. Right here, and here, and here.
Squirrel?
Probably it's next to this beautiful hackberry. That's our squirrel, I think. We'll see what's other evidence of squirrels right now you're seeing in your yard? Anybody? What are they doing? Yeah. Yeah, and rooting. Okay. I wonder if you saw anything in pursuit to describe the whole list of
No.
things.
No. Didn't see what they wanted to see, I guess.
We'll catch up. This is too warm already. This is wonderful. Oh, hey guys, we got a track.
Oh,
Oh, good job. That's the thing to
Oh.
do. In case if you didn't know where it was. Okay. Does everybody see the? Everybody see the upside down heart? Step, step, step. Kind of a long step. Maybe it was running. You can actually learn a lot about these tracks. I'll get out the book when we get back at the fire for anybody who's interested. There's a wonderful Wisconsin book called Animal Tracks and Signs. And it's beautiful. And also Mammals of Wisconsin. It's a wonderful one. It has tons of tracks. I have a little track app in here. I'm not going to get it out right now, but you can get it on your phone too. So look up things like this. And you can not only tell what the track is, it's kind of like, oh, that's a bird. What is it doing? And what this one was doing was taking big steps, so maybe it was running through here. Which way is it going when you see the track? Anybody know? You know, if the track is like this, on a cloven hoof, it's like this.
this way, I think.
Which way is that going? Is it going that way or this way? That way, yeah. When I was a kid, I always thought it was the other way. This way? It's going where it's pointed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. Yep. The back is kind of a pad to help hold it up if the snow is deep. Yeah. Good spot. Right in the trail. What you got there?
I see more right there.
Yeah. Yeah, more little, see all the mouse trails going in. I'm looking for a cross-country ski trail. Here's the view for heading off into the woods.
I work at Mendota and I see deer all the time in the early morning hours. And
Well, we got another one right on the, oh, beautiful. And this looks like a mama, and that could be, that looks a little smaller, doesn't it? It looks like there's a smaller one and a bigger one. So it could be, they wouldn't have their kids yet, would they? Are the fawns coming yet, or they come a little later? I think they're a little later yet. They'll be really little. You saw one?
4 deers.
4 deer.
Running across her.
Oh, cool. He was just saying he saw 4 deer running across that Christmas. That's beautiful. Maybe it was the reindeer. Yeah.
Do you know how long the gestation period is for does?
I don't know. Big mammals.
Wasn't it like 18 some days?
It's quite a while. It's a long time.
16 weeks?
Should be like at least 4 months. It may be longer. I'm thinking it might even be a little longer. They're a large mammal. Good one to Google when you get home. I don't know that offhand. Yeah, their mating season in the fall. Yeah, it'd be about 6 months to a month, I think. Mating season is hunting season, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the rut usually happens around early November.
Yeah, December, January, February, March, April.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 16 weeks. Good, good, okay. Yeah, so we'll be back here. We'll be looking for those little tiny tracks in the mud. There won't be any snow, we hope, in April.
We don't know.
We don't know. Lots of deer. There were deer like the trail too, don't they? Look at this. Here's a different kind of track here. This is a behavioral track. That animal tracks in science has all of the different things, like when you see tons of little tiny holes in a tree where a sapsucker went, and you say it looks like somebody took staples and made holes all over. This one is all chewed up and down here, and my guess is a woodpecker of some kind. Anybody got an idea? Can you describe it?
Pretty large bird, and it's got a large beak, and it hangs out at the bottom of the trees and makes loud noises when it hits
It loves
the
that soft wood. It's probably bit on that one right over there too. You can see the big cavity where it goes after. It would be, if it was a person, it would stop at the gas station and get the really cream-filled donut. You know, they like soft wood. It's easy to get at.
Next question.
Yes.
Where would you typically see a deer spring?
Oh, we're on the antlers. Yeah, in the fall and about that high, but mostly on brush. Usually not on big trees, I guess. But they would rub the bark. And have you seen that where their antlers? Oh, you're thinking about the velvet coming off, or
Well, marking their territory.
marking their territory.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know that. Yeah.
Well, you're thinking.
Yep.
They're about what, this tall.
This high, so they could do like that.
So.
You're thinking maybe deer rub the bark to get it started?
Well, not that low.
Not that low.
Certainly not that low.
Not down there. But they might have started
this.
this.
Head down that low.
They might have started this, except I happen to know in this area, the bark removal was actually started for another reason. It was done by humans to encourage these trees, which are sort of rough trees, to die out here and open it up a little bit for the big oaks that are coming. So it's going to be more of an oak opening. But in the meantime, why get rid of the wood? Just leave it. Things will live off after 10 years. You know, it's a lot of habitat. So yeah, that's why the bark is at that height all over here. They had kids from, I think, Operation Head Start or something come in.
And the woodpecker you mentioned earlier, we're looking at termites in the wood, or
Termites,
what
grubs,
else could be in the wood?
all kinds of different grubs and beetles. Do you know how many beetles there are in the world? I mean, millions of species, yeah.
I was going to say
And
thousands.
Thousands. Around here it would be, and on any given tree, like the habitat that a tree provides would support hundreds of species of beetles, or native trees too, as they do here.
Including our emerald ash borer.
That one's not native, but it comes in. Yeah, that one's a little tougher because it doesn't have any natural control. They've fallen down actually, a number of them already. We lost them. Yep. Okay. Last time I was here, we had one of those highlighted on that hill, so we're going to go walk over there. It's huge. Have you seen them? They're about this high.
Somebody back in the crowd mentioned going on
They're huge. I'm going to let you guys go ahead. What we're going to do is when we get to this corner, we'll start going along the base of that hill.
Okay. Yeah, you do?
Do you want us to go that way?
Hey, we slowed down a little bit. That's a nice view.
Pretty warm if everything's melted.
Yeah. Hasn't been this warm in weeks.
About whether it was really oh yeah.
No, it's not a deer. But the other one sort of collapsed. It's melted a little bit, so it's hard to tell. It's very tricky. Yeah. That's like, yeah.
Those steps are too close.
I don't know. Hopefully there are no dogs allowed here, so this might be a fox here. You see this little trail that came here and arced out and came back? It could be somebody brought a dog and shouldn't have, but it could be the fox. Although fox tend to have their little toes go like that. Well, almost in a line. Like that. Fairly small feet.
We were looking at these over here.
Oh,
They're all kind of.
it's kind of melted. Did you see the point? Do you think it's here? Or what do you think? We were looking back there, and the kid thought maybe some kind of cat. It's part of a deer. It'd be pointy. Yeah, it would be pointy. That's not a deer. That could be a coyote.
That's what we were wondering.
Yeah. That could be it.
Yeah,
Okay.
they love scrub like this.
Go as far as where the camera goes. But I have this ready to go here, Dan. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. Maybe I should just describe it. At night, out on the ice on the river, they use it as a highway along the edges of the river as it freezes up. A lot of animals do. We were actually trying to get pictures of what? They're big, like 40-some inches long, like a short-legged dog, and their track would be like this. I don't know if we'll see any out there. We'll get out on the ice when we get around the hill here, you guys. But the track would look like this, kind of a slide with snow pushed up on the edges, and every so often, footmarks. Where they flip and skid, they love to play. It's really cool. And they're big critters. But we saw the tracks last year, and we never got a picture, right?
I think we actually got some river otters. We were at the town of Montrose near Paoli.
They were
Yeah,
muskrats. Yeah.
Muskrats.
Muskrats, that's
that's
smaller. Yeah, muskrat is kind of like this long, and it has a little bear tail. River otter is a bigger, it's like a giant mink kind of. Okay. If you think of it that way.
Those were muskrats.
Oh, we got a hairy on the. Yep. Okay. And I heard a red bar. We'll be walking up this way and up on top of the hill in a little bit. Just for the restoration, good feeling, you guys, about what can happen when people work together. This behind you is a restored prairie. How many years down? Is it 10 or 20? How about that? Not much longer since we started working on it, I think. And this has been here a while, and this is now being cleared and burned of the non-native brush. And you didn't even used to be able to see the hill hardly. It was just solid buckthorn and honeysuckle. Where's the volunteer wants to pull buckthorn?
So is that what the ranger is doing here, the one that's up here?
The rangers help
Is that
with
what
it, but mostly it's volunteers with groups and some crews now with the city, more and more. More and more city crews now that do the work. But volunteers still come out with pull buckthorn and stuff like that. You know, and cut willow.
Where's buckthorn from?
Siberia. Yeah. If you see something in the woods that's green later than anything else and gets green in the spring earlier than anything else, it's a sign that it's quite likely a non-native that's used to really cold weather, Siberia. You know? And they were brought over as ornamentals in yards, among other things. And they have an ecological advantage because over here, things evolve side by side. The bugs, all those beetles we were talking about, there are no beetles here that really go after them. So they aren't kept in check at all. Nature's all about balance. And so there was nothing to keep them in check except like us out there pulling them out and stuff. So they literally took over and just choked out all of the little wildflowers that grow in the spring were shaded out. So we were losing all our native wildflowers. Happy to report they're coming back. So yeah, it's good stuff. We can make a difference. There's a kid's place. Making a corner or a corner. Kid's back. Get up in the woods here. I'm not going to go all the way to the back end, but I don't know what I did. Did you get it out?
That was a Colby. The first 2 days we were from Colby.
Colby, what's that?
Mostly you.
Oh, okay.
And if it's river, yeah, we don't. It's crap, or if it reduces the duration. Is that a kettle or is that just a man-made?
That's a man-made bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people are after some gravel. These moraines are beautiful, sifted sand and gravel. That's why people tend to use them and go into the natural areas and dig them up. Most of this stuff predates, it's like 1800s or even early 1900s. I don't think they've done any digging very long.
So is this originally private?
Yep,
farmland?
farm.
Okay.
They tried to farm marshy. If you walk out here in the wintertime, you can still see parallel ruts. Just like they say in the tundra, they're so fragile, if you make tracks, they stay for 100 years. You can still see the parallel tracks where they tried to farm. Yeah, well, this is for just a little crack. There it landed up there. We'll be going by it. Hello. I had $2 million savings together when I had right here a couple of years ago.
Maybe you can tell us why this area here is such a mess.
Okay.
Maybe it's private property. Future eradication area or something like that.
No, it's actually to protect something.
Very nice.
Yeah, we'll get up here a little farther. It's about things being loved too much.
Yes. Right here, right?
You walk through here in the summertime, you're all over. Oh, it's really a nice spot. That's what we're doing. I don't see that bird, but land is up there. They're being a little bit quiet right now. That's really nice. It's perfect weather for them. Yeah, we'll show them what we're doing. That little tiny mouse back there, I think. There are deer mice that hop and drag their tails. We can stop right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, we had a question about this, so I'll wait for everybody to catch it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Oh,
Paul, I have a question about the fence.
Yep.
So, this is an old farm quarry, and it is very attractive to snakes, many kinds of snakes, fox snake, red belly snake, garter, decay snake, maybe one or two others. And some years ago, it became evident that people were coming in and stealing snakes to sell them to pet stores. That's why there's a. But if you come by here in the summer, this path is a good place to look for snakes. So just be sometimes sunning themselves right on the path.
So what kind of stone is it?
Looks like sandstone.
It's our native.
So there was a sandstone quarry.
And so there's a lot of fractures and cracks that go back in, and everybody know what the temperature of the earth is normally? I've got a little toy here I'll show you. This is kind of fun, to know what it is. You can get the weather report and it'll say the weather is whatever it is today, 12 or something. But that's not where we're standing. That's not under that bush. It's not where the snake is.
Yep.
So this is a little infrared thing
Oh.
that you can use to point at your car engine or your house door to see where the air is leaking. But it tells you the temperature of what it's pointing at. like 16 right here in the shade. And I'll just go here in the sun a little bit.
Yeah, it makes us feel better.
But you will see on a sunny day when the snakes are basking here, they know this. And you go underneath a nice shady, cool area that captures the moisture and keeps it almost all day. You just underneath this stuff. And it'll be 20 degrees or more within about 5 feet. The little critters know this. So what we think of as an ecosystem in a day tends to be around just averages. But nature is all about specifics. It's all about microplaces, microclimates, and so on. So underground there, it would be about, that says 9 when I point at it. It's cold because it's exposed rock. And there's probably some moisture seeping, which cools it a little bit. But underground there, it is warmer. There is moisture back in there probably. It's what, 55 I think is the average soil temperature?
Somebody said 50. Some smart woman with a black jacket said 50.
So if you measure water coming out of a spring, for example.
Close.
I just know, like in a basement when they're
Looking around in it.
when they're doing that like geothermal heat and stuff.
Yeah, they're drilling down into the lower.
Level.
What's that? Consistent temperature now, yeah. Yeah, they just basically pump water down and it comes back up warmer, you know, and then they extract the heat out of it a little bit. I'm getting warm.
Oh, you are? Looking in. Geothermal pool.
Every time the sun goes up. What we have right here, guys, is a human management thing that predates white settlers, predates us as ecologists. Native Americans did this because they knew that it renewed the nutrients and it renewed the land and it renewed it for a lot of creatures. And so as you look around right now, try to imagine almost no trees, and that's what Wisconsin looked like in this area. This was one end of what's called the Empire Prairie. The Empire Prairie stretches all the way up almost to Green Bay, you know, through it's sort of a low area with some high grounds, and it was easy to burn for the Native Americans, and lightning would hit it and it would burn like this. And so it tended to keep any trees other than the quercus, the cork bark, like oak, Quercus alba, white oak, Quercus rubus, red oak. Kept them, those could survive the fire, but other things couldn't. So you had what they call these openings, which is some big trees, but almost park-like underneath. And so this is a management technique, and it does keep the buckthorn and the honeysuckle from taking over. This used to be so bushy you couldn't see the gravel pit. So just an example, Happy New Year, we can make a difference. You know, some people made a resolution to clean that up, and they did.
Okay, so it's unclear to me, despite your excellent description,
Yeah.
what is this thing that they did? Did they heap all this earth together so that the untrained eye would say, let's see, is that a burial man? No, I don't think it's in the right shape. What is it? What did they do?
What is the actual mound?
No, what did they do here? I mean, is it that they piled all this stuff together and made a...
No, this hill was here.
Okay.
Yeah, this hill was here. They dug
They
some of it
cleared
out
it,
there.
or they cleared it. Is that what
They
you're
burned
talking
the
about?
shrubbery.
Okay, all right, they cleared it.
Like burning,
That's
yeah.
what you're referring to as to what happened.
Oh, yeah,
What
yeah,
they did.
yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
The burning is the best.
Got it.
But the hill, you raised an excellent question, which is why is this hill here like this long cigar? Anybody know? We are standing in the tracks of the Ice Age. And the Ice Age came along and it would scrape and it left ridges that went this direction in this part of Dane County.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's an Ice Age scrape, because that was probably some hard sandstone, and then it tends to taper off on the other end. On the other end of this hill, we'll get back up there in a little bit, is a nice Native American house. They love those hills. Yep. Yeah, it looks so irregular. It looks like somebody was digging up there. I couldn't quite figure it out. That was all right. Well, we're going to go up the hill, I think.
There's not enough snow yet.
Well, for those of us who ski no matter what.
What town is that? I see the...
You're looking almost up to,
DeForest.
that's like Token Creek right there, that area. No, Token Creek's right over here. We're getting up to DeForest almost that way. I think that's the Arlington. Maybe the ABS. Anybody got your binoculars? Can you read ABS on the side of that water tower? Good question. I can see some signs. I think that's Highway 19 corner, just a little bit south of Arlington. Yeah.
Water tower.
Somebody asked, you probably didn't all hear it, but this is thousands of acres here between the county, the city, and DNR. Over there, there's actually a section of that that's at one of the DNR natural areas. What do you call it, Jan?
Cherokee Marsh
State natural area, which is really a huge honor. It says something about the ecosystem and what was still there that hadn't been destroyed, and that we're now slowly getting rid of what invasives are in it. Mostly a thing called Phragmites, which is an ornamental grass that also had no native beetles that ate it here, and so it just spread like that. Let's keep going up and onto the Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just stop at the top of the hill. What's it?
Pink flag.
Oh, pink flag. I don't know on that one, but the restoration specialists working on this area, do you happen to know what the pink is? There's pink on that tree. And it looks like a black cherry from here.
Usually it's marking some kind of border for contractors that are going to come in and do something.
Yeah. This is again a spot where even 4 years ago you could not have seen anything other than a wall of brush right here, which is all invasive. And so it's possible and it does work. It's clear. We even burn underneath the wood. Not just out in the open. And that tree with the flag there, I don't think it's for that reason necessarily, but it looks like the bark is kind of like all little chips. That's a black cherry. Now they're native, but they kind of fill in if there's no fire or anything. And after a while, it's very hard on the big oaks that are back there. And so they're thinning them out a little bit. So I don't know about that particular tree, but we have been thinning the native black cherry, which is just going right. It's a good tree. It's just kind of a weed tree almost. It grows so easily. Is that a fair statement, Jan?
Yeah, because oaks cannot get started in deep shade. So let the cherries go and shade everything out. You'll never get any more oaks. And when the oaks you have die, you'll never get any more.
What would have naturally suppressed the cherries?
Fire. Fire, and also to some extent the enzymes and the whatnot are in the soil, the things, and even the VOC, the volatile organic compounds that trees and other things emit can suppress or encourage their friends around them. They call it communication between the trees and the rhizome layer. And they know that parent trees will pump nutrients out their roots that are picked up by the young trees. So it's like a kind of helping the family. Yeah, it's amazing. So, and in addition, they know that like the oaks do much better if they have their friends around their roots, lots of native plants. They tend to keep the soil layer nice and soft and lots of chemistry that they are comfortable with growing in over millions of years. It's very cool. There's a book I just finished reading called Lab Girl, if you want to read something fun. She studied trees. And she's also a real character. What it's like to be a scientist nowadays. I'll leave it at that. Lab Girl, yeah. I'm glad we're not doing this before
Paul, do you ever suggest that anybody bring their Christmas trees up here for bird habitat?
in the yards normally. We don't usually bring it in here, but in yards, you can like on the movies, you know, if you put it next to your bird feeder, it's great shelter. That's as long as they have. A little thing. You look at that tree. Oh, I think we got honey seed. That doesn't look like, what do you think? Does that look like a place you want to be? Go in there and see if you find some little pellets. You know what bunny pellets are? Those are just sure they look like raisins. We're sending in our research. We have to see if there's bunny poop. Bunny poop is all little raisins. I just learned another nature. This is right there. This is so gross.
Those are bunnies.
Gross facts. This
Yeah.
one is,
Yeah,
one was
I
actually
can see the
two
bunny
kinds
poop
of
right there, right in the trash.
One
the
kind
trash.
is kind of soft. It's been through their system once. The other kind is the little hard round raisins.
Exactly.
You know what happens? You do. And then they run through their system again. Yeah, it's kind of a natural thing.
Do you still hear us in Wisconsin?
I don't think so. I don't think, maybe way up north. That's a good question. I would be in that memory of Wisconsin. I think that's a tree. We can look.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a squirrel hop, doesn't it? Yeah, it could be. Yeah, looks like it. Lots of trees for them to climb here.
It can do what is photosynthesis. Even when it's like freezing out, and they just have the chemistry for it. They're amazing. They don't have to be bright green.
Who does?
There's mosses like that. There's little lichens.
Oh yeah.
My eyes are I don't see it flowering right now. It'll flower later. It'll have little red tips.
That's what the caribou eat over the winter way
Sure.
up north.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah, and there's nutrition in it. Yep. Did you find some bunny poop?
I did. Okay. I saw it right in the trash.
Right. And look at the submarine tunnels here. They have an adventure here. Look at all those little mouse tunnels where we can visit their friends. They go under that log, and then they have to get over to that tree. It's its own world. And if you just looked at the top and the snow was any deeper, we wouldn't even know that was there. It's magic. Isn't that cool? Next time I'll bring my optic fiber and you can poke it down that hole too. There's a wonderful walking down that side. We won't do it today, but there's in the middle of that little grove, right at the foot of the hill, is a beautiful, beautiful pond with what's called a belly board, where anybody can go out on it and sit like right face to face with frogs. It's a good excuse to go down there. It's just beautiful. There's several other spots like that in Cherokee. But that's one of my favorites. You can kind of see it from here almost, a little bit of a walkway in part of the belly board. Yeah.
The jet coming in.
I've already got the first one.
Oh, good. That was a big one. They got them. They can see this.
They could see us.
Yeah. Hi.
I hope you're liking some of the pictures. Hopefully they'll be usable.
Sure, hon.
But I love to look at wolves. That's what they do. They'll sit on a spot like that, or in a hollow. But right next to the trunk, really, we have to be somewhere. I mean, right now we're not seeing it. They're there. Yeah, we're just not seeing it. Those are the ones that we know. Yeah, I gotta get a shot of that. Looking to see if there's one looking there. It's always worth it. We'll look at them when we look on the other side. You got a red belly on the left? Just through that way? How far?
Just noticing how chewed on.
Oh! Oh, yes! Oh, guys, what did you say? I walked right by it. What do you think is unusual around the street? You can't rent it. Look at that. It's incredible.
Alex, what is it?
Yeah, I think it's this. Oh, yeah, there's some stuff. But look at this. It pulled off the wood in huge strips.
So what is that from?
Quiz. Anybody remember? It's a woodpecker.
Yeah.
You remember how to pronounce it? Pileated or pileated? Both okay? Yep. Looks like who has a black coat and a red hat? Kind of like you. If that was red. They have a lot of red on their head. They're a magnificent, magnificent looking birds. They're a close relative of our good friend, the ivory-billed. We think that rings. Yeah. Close friend of the ivory-billed that some people think might still be around. I'm hoping in Cuba.
Look at the
But
top.
look at how much it ate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, the ones that drill holes more, the pileated will make like a hollow or a long strip like that. The ones that drill holes would be probably red-bellied, downy, hairy, and there's several other kinds. There's a flicker, northern flicker, up here. Oh, Jan, you want to talk about that? Oh, what you're seeing, there is a woodpecker called the red-headed woodpecker. Literally, the whole head is red. The other ones have red spots. And they nest in this part. This area you're standing in is kind of being managed almost for red-headed, leaving dead snags, an average of 10 snags like that. Just dead trunks going up like this, 10 per acre. It starts to be a real happy land for red-headed woodpeckers because they're a perch hunting bird. They'll sit up on that tree, and they actually, the red-headeds don't like to poke holes in wood. The only hole they'll dig usually is their nest. They don't like to drill holes in wood. It's a lot of work. What they'll do is sit up there and wait. They'll watch the ground for where are there bugs and little things moving. And if there's no brush, they can see. And they'll swoop down, and then they'll be on the ground for it. And as you came in, way down there, you can see there's a trail, and then there's kind of a white patch. That's actually where you drove in. There's a little hill. And there's a couple pair of red-headed woodpeckers nesting there now. For the last, is it 2 years, guys? At least 3 years. And this was like the goal, and it worked. If you make it, they will come. So they hadn't been here for many years. Let's keep going.
I've heard up north.
Yeah, I see.
They live up in the grasslands. They're your big prairie. I love following them when you're looking at them. And not in the woods. No, down there, where the prairie was. some tracks right coming across the trail here. Anybody want to take a guess before we go? There's some tracks up ahead here. That, come on up. You can see them. They're not running. Sharp eyes, whoever spotted that. Thank you. Right before the cut log, you see some really odd, kind of prehistoric looking footprints. Yeah, velociraptors. I knew it. What do you think it is? Somebody told me they saw a lot of them up in here, Dan. Where did you go?
Turkey?
Yeah, there was a posting yesterday, wild turkey. They like to eat the oak.
Eat the oak.
The oak kernels, yeah. Acorns.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they peck, here's going to write an article. They peck big holes in the oak tree. No, I'm pulling you.
No. No. Quoting your commentary.
I just use it. I love to see it. This is actually another one they were. That's a walnut. That's a beautiful walnut. Here, like a 4-piece nut.
That's not a black walnut, is it?
I think so. Inside the, where's that paper? No, I think that's a black walnut. You can keep that for education. Keep on the walnuts.
That'll work.
That's pretty good in the snow. We've done that on Lakeview Hill. I don't know if they do it up here.
Look at, here's another nut right here.
Oh, here you go, an
It's-
unopened one.
Yeah.
It's all yours. Here you go. See the 4 sides? Oh, and there's a real acorn. That's the little crash helmet, you know. They use
that's
those.
an oak.
That's an oak, and you know why they have those nuts on it, those little caps on it, right?
Protect them.
When they fall out of the tree, that's okay.
Really?
Open water. I think they brought leaves up
Yeah,
there.
it sure looks like it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to tell you guys a little anecdote here. What you're looking at, this massive amount of leaves that look so unusual, is unusual. I participated in some work like this a year ago with Lakeview Hill. They've started burning in woods too, right? To make a nice hot burn and kill off the invasives. And the native Wisconsin plants do real well. They come popping back up. Your average prairie plant has roots that go down twice as far as they are high, for example. Those roots can survive year after year, keep coming back. So what this is to create a hot burn. Instead of, they always say don't rake your leaves in the gutter, right? You don't want them going in the lakes. One thing you can do is bag up your leaves. And I don't know if who would be the coordinator for this, Jan. It would be Parks, I guess, or their people. But at Lakeview Hill, you take your bags of oak up there, and they'll spread them in the woods to create a nice hot burn. And then it slowly revives the oaks, and then the oaks do it themselves after they get healthy again. But it puts hundreds, having it clear underneath the feet of these big oak trees adds hundreds of years to their lives and their health. They know this. It's huge. So this is a really good thing to do. So fun thing with your leaves, we can't burn them in our yards generally, but you can burn them up here. I mean, somebody will burn them up here. We can't. That's actually even better. And you know that an oak leaf, unlike a non-native maple, does not form a flat paste that kills everything. An oak leaf has got a lot of structure in the leaf, and a lot of these things have interesting structures. I was just reading, can I see this seed, please? We were looking at hackberry seeds, or walnut seeds and acorns here. Another tree is the hackberry, is real common in Wisconsin. That's one right there. The hackberry, they did some studies. That woman that wrote the book about the trees, Jan, did chemical, whatever, X-ray lithography or whatever they do on them to look at the chemistry. If you dissolve out the silica, which is much like what's in a clamshell, that makes that shell hard, what's left is a skeleton, and the skeleton is pure opal. You're going to go home and say, that guy's full of it. You know, you'll have to look at this one. But it's amazing. It's more amazing than you would ever guess when you start thinking. A hackberry nut, the skeleton structure in it is pure opal. Isn't that gorgeous? Here you go. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be a little round one you can see, but the trees are very good at pulling tiny nutrients out of the soil. Yeah, we had stopped back there. Some of you were there. I was pointing out things that grow even in midwinter. Look at the color in this moss. It's not hurting the bark. It's not a sign that the tree is unhealthy. It's part of the symbiosis that goes on with a lot of these plants and the bugs and other things that live on them. This is a moss that can grow on the bark without hurting it. You see it's a golden color down here. It's a different kind. I'm not a scientist on this stuff. But this is actually doing photosynthesis even in this cold and in this much light. They're amazingly efficient. So, and the black, that's actually some kind of a fungus. Yeah, it looks like a little owl or something. Like a lump there. Yeah.
Is it true that most places you see a lot of weeds when it's harvest?
Yeah, the nest is up here. I was looking around to see if we can see it. The nest the one that's up here is kind of right towards the sun, but to the left of the tree. If you lean left or right, you can see it. If you look through your binocs, especially, you'll see a lot of leaves coming out. It's called a dray, D-R-E-Y, or D-R-A-Y. One of them is a wagon, one of them is a squirrel. D-R-A-Y. And a squirrel dray is so cleverly made that it can stay up there even in the wind blastering and the tree shaking, you know, in the storm. A squirrel can rummage around under the snow and whatever and rebuild it in like a day or two. There's usually only one squirrel per dray. I like to think of a little come together warm family of squirrels, but I guess not. I guess it's like normally one per dray. So if they can't find hollows, they're very good at making something that breaks the wind chill around them. And then also think about this. What's the security for the squirrel in the dray? Do they have an alarm system? If a hawk comes and starts tearing in, there's no front door that they can just walk in. They would know something was coming and get the heck out of it. You know? So it exits its own little alarm system. They have all those leaves around it. What we're looking at, while we're here, by the way, what we're looking at, we really shouldn't walk on it because it's kind of like a respectful thing for the Native Americans. Yeah. Yep. That is the Native American. Does it have a name, Dan? You know,
It's a conical mound.
it's conical. They don't necessarily call it sugar. They made. If you haven't looked into it, go Google it. There's a wonderful book about the Madison area and the history of Madison. There were hundreds. There's another one across the river, downstream a little bit. That's what, a couple 100 feet long, I think.
100 and some.
Yeah, spirit. The bird you're hearing in the distance, anybody hear that choo choo? That's a red-bellied woodpecker. They're very, very shy. They're a nice backyard bird too.
Yeah.
Oh, this way. You hear the woodpecker? I heard it. Oh, you did?
Everybody was quiet enough. We just barely heard it. Must be quite a ways away.
Yes, they're not necessarily afraid of people or anything. They're just where they want to be. All of a sudden, they'll be right next to you.
I'm just glad to get a chance to use my camera at this time of year. It's not,
Little log here.
it's not normal.
Oh, I've become a.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point.
I know. And then you try to hold steady. Yeah, this goes out to 60 yards.
I mean, it'll last the whole day. It doesn't care how cold it is.
Oh, that's dynamite.
That.
That. Oh my God.
It has like over 20 hours of power.
Oh, hooks it straight up to the power.
Best power source ever.
USB, micro USB wire, basically.
Yes, that's right.
More than the battery that's in here, yeah.
Fully charged. It's up
What's
to.
happening? I started off with full power.
It has like 24 hours of power. This thing don't die. No, it's maybe only a. Yeah, about a poundish or so.
Now, there were 2 hawks that used to nest here, and this time of year they start nesting. Easy place to look when you come here. They're called Cooper's hawks, and we get them in town too. They're your bird feeder hawk, the bigger one of the two.
Oh.
They have the big wide stripes on their tail, and they nested to the right of those pine trees. Last
So
couple
when
of
I
years.
see a hawk going after a tiny little sparrow, would that necessarily mean that's a Cooper hawk?
Cooper or sharpshin hawk. Yeah, sharpshin is his smaller cousin. They look almost identical, just one bigger.
We see a lot of red-tailed hawks where we live.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen any lately, but I'm not looking.
But sometimes you can just hear them do their cry when they're going hunting.
Yeah.
I see them more during the warmer months. Not as much. Yeah. I don't know if that's a pile of wood or a beaver house down there.
We'll take a right. Take a right, you guys. We're going to go that way. Just a little bit, yeah. Yep.
I haven't been back here before.
You know, is this Cherokee Marsh?
I think it is, yes. We're at the north part of the marsh. It's a humongous system.
Yeah, I figured.
Careful. I hear birds.
Birding until I got out there too.
So if anybody wants to, we can actually walk out on the river.
Yes.
I hear ducks.
Plants are American lilies, and they built the houses.
One per house or
Most
what?
ever, I think. Oh, probably a family.
I've never ever seen
Muskratville.
Yeah, I've seen a few muskrat tracks, so I think they do come out.
Yeah. But I'd have to think that there's not a lot of fish without considering the water's frozen, right? Did he fish? That would be my honor.
We're definitely alive right now.
Well, yeah, but if they can't get to them.
Well, if
That's
it's
my
not,
question.
yeah,
Oh, sorry. I
if
just
it's
assumed
not
they could get
frozen
underwater.
all the way through, they can
Yeah.
still mill around and get stuff. I don't know. They might spend a lot of time holed up.
Yeah.
Just come out on nice days.
Yeah.
How do they get in and out? Through the springs.
Oh, well, there you go.
The hot springs. That's a good question.
Eagle nest up transport.
Wire there and wire there. Those traps.
Rented from an attempt by Madison Parks to get vegetation to grow in this bay, and you can see it was successful. These were pretty much only one plant, the American lotus mountain, and most of the cages have been pulled out.
Was that due to pesticides? Like, why weren't things growing or herbicides?
No, it's just a really challenging location. The cages were because muskrats, turtles, and geese were eating everything they were trying to establish. And then the water level goes up and down when you have big storms and there's a big flood. And, but American lotus is built to withstand all that stuff. Murky water, no problem. Changing water levels, no problem. So that's the big success story. And it's made a really big difference in wild muskrats like it, other wildlife likes it. It catches sediment and it's just
There's always a crazy amount of geese
yeah.
in here.
Yeah. I've seen thousands of when they migrate.
I can see how there would be a ecological pressure on anything.
They get hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
I think there's a lot of phosphorus in the geese.
It doesn't help.
An herbicide is a kind of pesticide, so you're right about that.
Oh,
I think you might be using insecticide.
I guess I was using pesticide and
Yeah, a lot of people do that. A lot of people. You can go ice skating. Yeah, in this little spot right here.
There's one right here. Look at the size of it. What they're doing is helping keep the cattails from becoming just totally a dominant grass. It's a grass. And they will, like a lawn, if nothing else grows, they'll just sort of spread into areas. So I just learned this word. Patterning. Kinesthetic patterning or something like that. There's a technical term for it. The random, almost looking patterning of really nice natural areas. The muskrats help create that. And the tops of these lodges are a wonderful habitat for a lot of critters, including black terns. We're hoping to get black terns here, nesting. They need a lot of muskrats. A habitat like that in big open space. So we'll know this is working when we get black terns.
Are the muskrats hibernating or what?
Yeah, they're in there, just like the beavers would be in there.
What are they like? Do they move around in the
Every
winter?
now and then they get up. They may swim out underneath or even come up through the hole and get some food. So yeah, hibernating is such a broad term.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I don't know if you can see the eagle nest from here or not. Did anybody try to look? Maybe it's in the
Is
trees.
it there? That's that dot up in the tree, maybe? That little dot?
Let's see if we can point this out. I don't know if you can actually see the eagle nest from right here or not. I'll try.
That might be it.
That might be it in the tree.
I saw it
yeah.
too.
There's not that tree. It might be just out of our range. Let's see, there actually is an old one off to the right. That one we haven't used for a few years. So there's, yeah, I think we would have to be, no, not quite. But there is one thing you can look at through the scope here. I'll point the scope at it, see if you can spot it. It's hard to see with your naked eye. And I see it, I think it's still there. There it is. Right in front of the silo. Tell me what you see. It's another nest. Right in front of the silo. What's it look like? That's a nest I actually put up. We were trying to get osprey to nest here.
Oh yes,
And
I
they
see
want to be
it.
at least 400 feet from the nearest tall tree that might have three-horned owl. That's their worst enemy. Great-horned owls will predate on other raptors. They go eat the babies in the nest or the eggs when they can get them. And so, the Midwestern osprey expert went out with us, and we went in canoes and dragged poles and things and stood in the muck and mounted it in and bolted it together, and they've never used it yet.
Hey Al, remember
We tried.
when we went to Lac de Flambeau on top of a really tall pole? I managed to get a picture of an osprey. They put the nest thing up right up on a really high pole out there, and I got a picture.
They'll use the highest point around, and they will use human-made. Yeah.
That's what it was, yeah.
I'm just gonna peek down that way and see if there's a TV. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. There's a kind of a riverway on that side. Which I would stay away from. You see open water, stay away from it. But the rest of the ice is really that would be safe.
How far out are we?
You can go way out. You're a long way from open water. The open water, if there is, would be on the far edge, and that might just be by spring. What I've got in my scope right now, you guys, if you peek through here, the hill over there is actually the Native American mound.
Oh,
Way down where you can see white, right almost below the sun on the other shore.
okay.
There's a spring there, and all winter long there are robins. You can walk in there from the other side. If you go park in on the back side of,
I know
that
some
unit
robins
behind,
stay if they're able to find a,
if you park behind the dog park, and then just walk the path straight back, you end up by that hill. It's not really very far.
Oh,
And it's beautiful, and robins stay all winter because it's open water.
cool.
And that's where we see the eagle.
Got a war.
He's
Warp
helping
speed.
breaking it down for the muskrats.
Yeah, break it down. Those muskrats are, what is that noise out there? So that's actually, you're looking at that 100 million foot long Native American mound. Oh, that's beautiful. There's two Native American mounds up.
I think they're safe.
On that hill, which is a little ways too far
start
to walk
heading
on
back.
this side. Out of there. If it ever felt really solid, I have skied across and it was really solid. But then we wouldn't want to do that yet. There's enough current there that it stays open. And the bald eagles like to sit on the what's called Hickory Island right there. And then way in the distance there's another island in there. That's the other favorite bald eagle. Oh yeah, yeah. Although but you can pretty much count on it. Yeah, you know where to go when you get up there?
No.
If you get into Sauk City on Highway 12, just take a right and go until you just hit Prairie du Sac, and there's like a parking lot. If they're there.
See, the muskrats build houses a lot like beavers. Little muskrat town over there.
Eagles, and I was looking like this, and one was flying, and all of a sudden in the background, were old people standing there. They were right next to them. It's magnificent. This is the biggest concentration of bald eagles east of the Rockies is right up here in South City.
Ah,
Alex.
careful of that pole, Al. It's
south of the Wisconsin River until like about 20 years ago they started showing up. And now they're everywhere because we've been helping out.
You said ospreys and raptors don't get along.
Yeah, thank you. Osprey and raptors. And that was eagles. Yeah, they're great question. Here, another kind of native tree that does real well even this weather is this red bark here, which is our alder. Where's Jan? She knows the
What,
various
this
kinds.
red?
Yeah, dogwood actually.
That's dogwood?
There's some dogwood back into the real bright red, I think. You know, some of this stuff here. Look at how red. I mean, it's just beautiful this time of year.
Well, but
I've come to appreciate winter.
that's an invasive, isn't it?
No, this stuff's just fine. This we like it. We let it go.
Huh. Okay.
Gives a lot of shelter. It's just beautiful when you see the colors this time of year. Sunset and colors look prettier. Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that. We were just looking at, I forgot your name. Ella's pointed out the dog with a beautiful red here. Now the sun's not shining on it. When it does, you come out here, it's shocking how bright red some of these, especially if you walk out to that island over there. We won't go there today. Right here, one thing, given that we're not actually seeing a lot of birds, but just knowing they're there even in midwinter, I'll never forget our first Christmas bird count up here, which I do with Jan every year, sometime in December. Right, not right on Christmas Day. It's an Audubon citizen science thing. It goes back 100 years. You get out before dawn, you count every bird you see all day. And we were standing right here looking out, and there was a little bit of open water, and all of a sudden we realized there were all these birds, and there were tons of swans.
Oh,
It was gorgeous. And trumpeters. There were 2 trumpeters, which is pretty rare yet. And then, as I turned around, right in this big old willow, the main part of which has actually fallen down and it's resprouting, there was a huge old willow with deep crevices, right? Think habitat. Even in cold weather, there's nooks and crannies. Bluebirds. You got a hawk sitting or soaring?
Soaring.
Soaring above.
Way over there.
Okay, we can way over there. How high above the horizon?
Not above the
Oh, in front of the
Oh,
tower.
yeah.
There.
Oh, there
Right
he is.
naked eye.
Yeah.
Oh, we got ourselves a beautiful. Wait a minute. It's going to the left. I think that's a harrier. See how low it's flying? Oh, I had I think maybe the same bird fly over me when we put up the coyote stand. The otter came up.
Flew across.
They came right over my head. And it looked just like that. It's got a little bit longer tail. Did you see the white on it?
Yeah, that's why
You could see that. Okay. Northern harrier, another one of these keystone species, which tell you a lot about the whole food chain and ecosystem, how well it's doing. Kind of like the red-headed woodpeckers. Here, the other thing, Russ Hefty, who was conservation manager until he retired a year or so ago, was working for up here was, we'll know we're doing it right when we get harriers. He wanted to open up big. Look at all the birds out there. Look at all kinds of geese.
Yeah, those are.
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't either till
I'll
I
say,
came
what
up
are
here.
those lumps? Good Lord, we were standing right here.
Oh, they
There's
heard you.
about 50.
They're angry now.
Bunch flying. Yeah, you know why? You know why they're taking off? Because an eagle is flying through. That's what'll scare them off. That's what'll scare them off.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding.
They won't stick around if there's an eagle here.
No, I don't see them all flying, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But that's a good thing to look for. Watch for some birds that come cruising through. I don't see anything right now. Wow. Maybe the harrier spooked them. I gotta get that. Oh, that's beautiful. So, that's what the story is. And the northern harrier flies. It's one of the birds that can hover like a hummingbird, except it's not doing it with its wing power. It just understands wind, and will fly where the wind is rolling over hillsides and prairies. So there's this current and there's this cushion of air, and they will float literally almost stationary with the wind blowing high. You know, and they were just moving their head around, looking for a mouse. Then they shift a little bit, looking for a mouse. They're very good at it. So you'll see them soaring low like that one did when it came in. You know, red tails tend to be up. Red tails can look pretty white on the bottom too, but that one was white all over the wings.
Yeah.
And the northern harrier was the keystone species that Russ Hefty was hoping to get here. So
We got one.
I'm gonna email him when I get home and say, yeah.
I guess I don't understand the concept of a keystone species. What exactly does that mean?
If you look at the bottom, let's walk so you can talk. If you look at the bottom of the food chain, you've got maybe, thousands of bugs that get eaten by a shrew. And then up the food chain you have, something else, or maybe a little bird or a bunny or something eats some of them, or the berries. As you move up the food chain, they become more omnivorous generally. Like a coyote will eat a lot of berries and mice and bunnies, etc. And then as you get up, so the fact that those top predators are there indicates there's a healthy food chain all the way down. I think that's fairly important. It's like we wouldn't be there if there weren't a lot of other things doing pretty well. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's where he's from. Yep. Yep.
Got them on the
Cool. Flock of geese out on the ice out there. Oh.
Not anymore.
You know, that wind is feeling positively warm compared to what it was. I knew I would say that today.
Oh, that's why my dad was only half down instead of completely gone. You picked a perfect day for the camera to be taking a lot of pictures.
I just wish I got you more birds. Usually, in the middle of the day, we always get them. He's already, actually, people make fun of me. I helped organize, I was on Audubon board for years. We organized like 100 outings a year. And a lot of them were in May, and they were all about getting up at 5 in the morning and looking at warblers, which is gorgeous that you can do it. But we figured we needed some outings for average Joe too. Usually working, or maybe their kids. I can't necessarily go out at 5 in the morning. Well, birding, or maybe birding's not their whole thing. Like you were saying, or you're saying. So, everybody makes fun of me. You're not going to see anything in the way. You always see a lot of stuff. Today is actually very much an exception. It's giving the weather is really
Warming up, yeah.
The fun thing I've learned over time is they're here even if we don't see them. Because they got to be somewhere. And you come back here 2 hours and all of a sudden it's there. You know, it's What's that?
I think
Yeah, there used to be a loop that went out to that island, but Russ pulled it out. We're actually having discussions about putting one back in. Oh, God. Russ is doing what he could. And it was dangerous, actually. It was I actually love them with wind. Oh, I don't like them.
You're so loud. Yeah, you have to really settle if you want to see everything. You can walk out there.
You have to stand.
Yeah, or sit very quietly for a while before you can just come back to it. The book.
Hope no one else comes.
Usually, by the time I call this book, the one where you keep watch, by the time we've been out there a little bit, the birds get used to it, that you're sort of like the grazing cattle or something.
Yeah.
They quit paying attention to it. But there is actually quite a surrounding of most of these flocks. We do see a lot of action. I'm kind of surprised.
Maybe the kids are finding so cold.
Some do. In fact, my friend Kathleen Wolf called me. She said she found a red-tailed hawk just laying under a tree and it frozen.
Oh my goodness. Now, what are the common
So she's going to do it. She's talking to the health lab.
Yeah.
She wants to find out how much body fat there was on it. You know, was it really bad or something? What are the common hawks?
Yeah, because I actually just a mile or so down like off Sherman Road, and I see them all the time.
I've got just a pocket guide for you back in my bag. Now we can go back this way for a little bit more before it's coming this way. Yep. But what you have around here, red tail number 1, is you can see out the car window when you're driving down Stoughton Road.
Yeah.
There's a bit there's like that.
Okay.
The other ones in your neighborhood would be next one probably Coopers,
Okay.
which is a little smaller.
I hear a crow.
Crow is
Now they're
and then its little cousin, the sharpshin, isn't quite as common, but they both love bird feeders. So all the birds all of a sudden aren't only bird feeders. Look in the branches.
Sure. Yeah, the other day I saw a group of crows shooting one off from something.
Oh yeah. Oh, if you see a group of crows, you're in good company because there's something interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're mobbing.
Oh, that was so sad.
You guys know what they sound like? They're quite loud. word for it. They're not shy. They're just not necessarily obvious. It can be like
I was just saying that I thought there was like junior tech. There was a dog or